All right, so maybe you're too young for this, but when the Nintendo 64 came out, there was this awesome game called Mario 64. It was actually the first game that came out. In it, if you've ever played a Mario game, you know that it always begins the same way. Mario and Peach are so happy together. And then within seconds, Bowser comes, steals Peach, disappears, and Mario is left very unhappy and with a whole game to now defeat. So, in Mario 64, he goes into this castle. There's only a castle there. You can't go anywhere else. You got to go in the castle. So when you go into the castle, the first floor, you explore the first floor, there is nothing there. You go up to the second floor and you hear, I mean, the sound effects are really distinctive. And so he goes into the second floor, and there's kind of like a gallery of paintings. Who knows what I'm talking about? Who's played Mario 64? So you know what I'm talking about. So there's this gallery of paintings, but that's all there is. Now maybe somebody already told you what you're supposed to do, or maybe you just started jumping because, hey, if you're Mario, you jump. And so when you jump into the painting wavers, right? And you go into that world. Now, I think there's like 7 different worlds, and maybe an 8th you can unlock. So every world has its own boss, and every world has its own unique way of defeating it. I remember, too, there was the shark world, right? There were sharks swimming around, and Mario had to swim. He had to swim. I don't remember how he got the sharks, but I remember the bomb world. He would jump up and sit on the bombs, and when he sat in the bombs exploded. If you tried doing that with the sharks would eat you. So you can't do that. That's one of the things you learn from these games is whatever rules work for one world do not work for the other world. Okay? That's the most important thing. The rules that work for one world do not work for another world. All right. In our Mario adventure, we have 3 worlds. Okay? We have the world of Ionic, which is metal, non-metal. That's the world we just defeated. If you got a 10, congratulations. You took Bowser and you threw him off. You have defeated Bowser. Now, the next world we're going to look at is the world of the non-metal. The first world is the world of parentheses and Roman numerals and charges. That's that world. This world does not have any charges because the non-metals are going to share electrons. So nobody is positive. Nobody's negative. There aren't any Roman numerals. They have to share. So, question is, how are we going to tell somebody how many atoms of each we have? Or if they give us the names, how are we supposed to know how many of each we have? Easy. First of all, the first element is named just like Ionic. Just name it. Just name it. The second element ends in IDE. So far, so good, right? But the question still remains, how do we tell how many atoms of each you have? You use prefixes. Prefixes. Like di, tri, tetra. Actually, let's go to the prefixes. Somebody want to mortal. Number with me in chemistry. Ready? No, chemistry. Chemistry. Oh, chemistry. Mono. Boy, he can count to 10, girls. He's a good husband prospect. Continuing on. Wow, he can count to 10. All right. Let me talk while you're writing that down. First of all, mono, only nerds start a formula with mono. So don't ever start with mono. Only nerds do that. If you want to be a nerd, start with mono. It's not wrong. It's just a very nerdy thing to do. Okay, so if you only have one of them, for example, have you ever heard of monocarbon dioxide? No, we always say carbon dioxide. So don't start with mono. That's a very nerdy thing to do. But you can end it with mono. You just can't start with mono. All right, di. Di, we're used to di because the reptiles that have two nosors, we call them dinosaurs. Dinosaurs. Okay, regular reptiles don't have any nosors, or they might have one. But if you have two nosors, then you are a dinosaur. Okay, don't ask me what a nosor is. I have no idea. I made that up. But now you remember what di is all about, right? Okay, how about Sarah in Land Before Time was a triceratops. Tetra is Tetris. You got these four. Penta, there's a pentagon building and it's 5-sided. Hexagon, hex nuts, 6-sided. Hepta, I don't know what to tell you to. I have no idea how to help you remember that hepta is 7. Sorry. Octopus. Actually, you know, the funniest thing is that an octopus should only be called a dipus. Because an octopus only has 2 legs and it has 6 arms. 6 arms and 2 legs, so it should just be called a dipus. How about octa? Nana kind of sounds like 9. And deca, decade is how many years? 10. Did you pass your driver's test? Good, congratulations. This is nitrogen dioxide. Nitrogen dioxide. Don't answer that question. All right, Ryan, answer this one. What would you call this? And don't be nerdy.
Boyfriend 3. You are my hero. All right, it is.
You still haven't taken the chemical symbols quiz, have you? Come on.
It's boron trifluoride.
Boron trifluoride.
Is that right?
That is correct.
Oh, wow.
If you're nerdy, you'll call it monoboron trifluoride.
That's me. I'm that one.
All right. Maxine, NO.
Nitrogen monoxide.
Nitrogen monoxide. Laughing gas is nitrogen monoxide.
You have to say monoxide.
Yeah, you got to end it with mono because you have to let the person know that you're using prefixes. If you just say nitrogen oxide, you're going, well, what are they doing? Because there is another way of naming it that would use nitrogen oxide as well. That is its common name. Yes.
Oh, so we do I.
Yes, it's still "ide." We're still ending in "ide" just like last time. All right? Marieli, N205.
Nickel.
It's not nickel, my friend. These are nonmetals. These are nonmetals. What's N?
Nitrogen.
So how do you say that it's 2?
Dinitrogen. And then it'd be trioxide.
That would be correct if the military building is called the Triagon.
I said trioxide. Is that not right? Oh my God.
Marieli, the military building is called the Pentagon.
I know that.
5 is pent.
I thought there was a 3 at the end.
Okay, so strictly it's pentaoxide, but if you say pentaoxide really fast, it sounds like you're stuttering. Pentaoxide. So we just shorten it to pentoxide. All right. How about this one, Alec? Sasquatch. This one. I know they're subscripts. You don't really need to tell me they're subscripts. Very good. And Phobos. Tetris has how many colors? Okay, CCl4. Any questions about the molecular compound world? That's it. That is it. It is easy. Prefix, yes.
Do we ever use
No.
that?
No, it's non-metal, non-metal. Good question. No polyatomic ions, just non-metal, non-metal. That's it.
So you don't have to do like the parentheses.
No parentheses. No charges, no parentheses. It's prefix. Prefix, prefix, prefix. Marie, I'm sorry.
There'll never be anything like pentanickel.
No. Non-metal, non-metal. Non-metal. Now, be very... Yes, Ryan.
For the ionic compounds, not the ionic, the back ones,
Polyatomic ion.
how come it's called dichromate? It's
I don't know. Has nothing to do with the prefix. That's just its name. How about if you just call it dichromate? Dichromate. That way it doesn't confuse you. Dichromate. Okay. Now, gang, be very careful. If you're ever going through Walmart and somebody's outside trying to sign a petition and they trying to tell you about the dangers of dihydrogen monoxide, how millions of people die each year from inhalation of dihydrogen monoxide, and it's the truth. More people died from dihydrogen monoxide inhalation than any other chemical known to man. It will kill you if you just breathe a little bit of it in its liquid form. It will kill you. I'm serious. This is very dangerous stuff. So if you're ever outside and you make sure that you petition in order to have it banned. Ban what?
Every murderer and every criminal in history has admitted to drinking it.
You're
Every single one.
maybe there's a relationship. Maybe, guys, don't drink dihydrogen monoxide. What's dihydrogen monoxide, Phobos?
Okay.
Dihydrogen monoxide.
What? Oh.
Allison,
I don't like this.
how many people die from drownings each year compared to chemical inhalation?
Oh, because they breathed it.
If you breathe water, you drown. Don't let it fool you. Dihydrogen monoxide, very dangerous. Don't breathe it. Drink it, yes. Don't breathe it, yes.
Okay, so like I've actually heard of people doing that. Why would they want to ban water? They're just trying
Because
to
they're just showing how ignorant people are of naming chemical compounds.
yeah, what about water?
All right, here we go. Let's talk about acids. Let's do acids together. What are acids? Acids are molecules that when they dissolve in water, they release hydrogen ions. Okay? So, if you have a metal, non-metal, that's ionic. If you have a non-metal, non-metal, that's covalent or molecular. If you have a hydrogen plus a non-metal, that's an acid. So some acids have 1, 2, or even 3 detachable hydrogens. If it begins with hydrogen, it's an acid, except for water. If it begins with a hydrogen, it's an acid.
What is corn? Under ionic.
Covalent.
Okay.
All right? You got it? If it begins with hydrogen, it's an acid. Now, here's the most important thing you can remember. There are 2 important things. Ready? Very important. Very, very important. Acid means hydrogen ion. That's the first thing. Acid equals hydrogen ion. Here's the second thing. Hydrogen ion equals acid. You got it? 2 very important. Yes, hydrogen ion equals acid. Acid equals hydrogen ion. So from now on, you see the word acid, you think, oh, hydrogen ion, yes! And you would be correct. If you see hydrogen, you go, oh, acid, acid, acid. Just like that. All right? There are 2 kinds of acids, dude. There's binary acids and ternary acids. Binary acids do not have O's. Ternary acids have O's. Binary literally means two. So a binary acid is going to be a hydrogen plus an element from the periodic table. A ternary acid means three, and that's a hydrogen plus a polyatomic ion. Notice on the back of your periodic table that virtually all polyatomic ions have what in common?
H
No.
O.
O's. That's right. O's. Except for ammonium, but that's a positive ion. The acid's not going to bond with it. So, if it has an O, it's a ternary acid. If it does not, it's a binary acid. How do we name binary acids? Real easy. We hydroic them. Now, folks, hydro is an old Latin word that does not mean hydrogen. Hydro means, look at the periodic table. Because that means the acid, no, I'm lying about that, but if you believe that, then it'll be good for you. Okay? Hydro is Latin for the acid is bonded to something on the periodic table. That's what hydro means. It's bonded to something on the periodic table. So you hydroic it. Hydroic it. All right? Best thing to do is just do examples. Molly, do this one with me. H. When you see H, actually, I'll do this one. You can do the next one. You ready? So just copy what I do. Oh, H, H, H. That means acid. I is on the periodic table, so I'm going to say hydro. Hydro. What is I? I is iodine. Now I'm going to change it to iodic. Hydroiodic acid. Hydroiodic acid. Iodic. Good. All right, Molly, you do that one. What does the H stand for? Acid. And the acid is bonded to something on an element. So how do you tell somebody, look on the periodic table? Hydroic. That means look on the periodic table. So what is F? Hydrofluoric. Hydroic means look on the periodic table. That's what it does. What? What?
Isn't hydrofluoric?
Just hydrofluoric.
No, it's not.
Yes, acid means hydrogen. That's how you know you're dealing with a hydrogen compound. What? Hydrofluoric.
How do you know what letters to put into it?
Well, it has to be hydro and ic, so you put
like of the element.
Like,
it's
not an R, it's
whatever. Yeah, whatever sounds good. Yes. Yes, I'm sorry. Hydrofluoric.
hydrofluoric.
All right, Esther. How about this one? What does the H stand for? Ester. Ester. Acid. And this is on the periodic table, so how do you tell people that you're dealing with something on the periodic table? Hydro, and how do you end it? Ic. Okay, and what goes in between? Chlor. Hydrochloric acid. Very good. Nope, you don't have to capitalize the C.
You made me correct it.
What are you talking about?
Lab report.
Oh, here? Oh, yes, here. I thought you were talking about this C. No.
Wait, what was the acid that we used for that pin thing?
Hydrochloric. All right, Noah. Hydrobromic acid. What do we put down? What does acid stand for? You forgot already. H what? H plus. Folks, this is a different world, I agree, but this is a world similar to Ionic in that you do have charges again. We have charge again. The second world had no charges, but this one we have charges again. Okay, so what is the charge on H? Plus.
What if it's a negative? Will it ever be a negative?
No, H is always a positive.
As long as there's a plus on the other.
Okay, hold on. No, there shouldn't be any charges in the final answer. We're not going to have any charges in our final answer. All right. Hydro. Hydro means where should you look for its mate?
Periodic table.
On the periodic table. And what would be its mate if it's bromic? Br, what's the charge on Br? Noah? Okay, these are really easy because H is plus, then whatever the charge is on the negative one, that's how many H's you're going to need. So the final answer? Noah? No. Final. Give me the formula. Once you've crossed out the charges. HBr.
So we're really dealing with charges.
The charges help you get the final answer. All right. Allison, then do this one. Acid means what? What did we write down?
Acid means H.
Charge?
Plus.
Okay. Hydro means look where for its mate.
The periodic table.
And what would its mate be?
It would be sulfur, so that's S, and then it'll be -2.
And the -2 tells
and
you?
then H is H2S.
Very good.
Hold on, let me write that down.
Okay. Those are binaries. Hydroic. So it's hydrogen bonded to an element from the periodic table. But what if it's hydrogen bonded to an element, not an element, but a group of atoms, a polyatomic ion? Those are ternaries. All right. Notice on the back of the periodic table that all polyatomic ions, with a few exceptions, end in ATE and ITE. Don't write anything yet. Don't write anything yet. You're about to write some stuff, but not yet. Look on the back of the periodic table. Do you see that all the polyatomic ions end in ATE or ITE? Yes? Agree? Okay. Here are 4 things, a few exceptions. Okay, here are 4 things you must copy down and memorize. You ready? I ate something icky. Or, no, don't write this on the periodic table. Write it in your notes and memorize it. I ate something icky. Or, if you're Australian, I ate something ussy. Because they talk funny. I ate something ussy. I ate something icky. I ate something ussy. Why am I making you memorize those silly phrases? That's it. If your polyatomic ion ends in ATE, what do you change it to? Ick. What if it ends in ITE? Us. Okay, 2 more silly sayings that will help you remember how to do this. No O, hydro. No O, hydro. Oh, hydro, no! Oh, hydro, no! You may think that's silly, but a student emailed me early this semester to let me know that she was taking a chemistry exam. She had to name an acid, and she saw an O, and she said, I heard in my mind you screaming, hydro, no. I put it down, and I got it right. And she thanked me. She actually she said, thank you for twisting my mind like that. And I emailed her back saying, you're welcome, I think. Oh, hydro, no! You ready? Okay, let's do it. Ruthie. H, what do we write down? Acid. O. Oh, come on, a little more emphatic. Oh, no. It's hydro, no! No. Okay, so that means that you're dealing with something on the polyatomic ion chart. So look up NO3. What is it? Nitrate. Nitrate. Ate. I ate something icky. So what's the answer? Nitric acid.
No hydro. Hydro, there is no.
What?
Hydro.
Okay. How about this one? What would you call this one? Okay, here we go. Hydrogen. What do we? No. What do we put down if we see a hydrogen? Acid. Do you see an O?
No.
Hydro. No O? Hydro. Yes. Then it's this would be called hydronitric acid.
But there's an O.
No,
He wrote that.
There's no O. Hydro, there's no.
Sorry.
Oh.
So H3N, no O, hydro. So it's called hydronitric acid. But here there is an O, so you go, hydro, no! All right. Let's see. Grant. H, what do we put down? I see an O.
So it's
Okay, so look up, where do we look up NO2? And what is it? Nitrite. Ite. I'm feeling something blooming, oniony. I ite something acid. Nitrous acid. All right. Morgan. Hydrogen. What do we write down? Oh. What do you think? Oh my God.
No.
So look up SO4. What's SO4?
SO4 is sulfate. And it changes to X, so it's sulfic acid.
Actually, it sounds better if you call it sulfuric acid, but that's you don't have to. You can call it sulfic. All right. Let's see. Natalie, sulfurous acid. What do we write down? H plus. No hydro means look for it in Costco. So, is there a something and a sulfate? How do you know which one it is? I ate something assay, so it must be. What's the charge?
Shouldn't it be -2?
Okay, so the -2 tells you how many hydrogens you have. What's the final answer? Allison, it would have been sulfate if it had been sulfuric acid. I ate something icky. All right, Marie. Acid means, what do we write down? Phosphoric, is that an element or is that a polyatomic ion? Very good. So, something. What are our choices? It ends in IC, so it must be I ate something icky or I ate something assay. Phosphate. So what's phosphate? And the -3 tells you.
So it ain't 3 hydrogens, mate.
That's right.
3 PO4.
You're right. Got that Liverpoolian going. Acetic acid. She's not British. She just lived there. All right. Who would like to do this last one? Mark? All right, Mark. Mark, what does acid stand for? H plus. It ended in ic, so it must have been what? So acetate. What is acetate, son? Oh, yes, there is, mate.
Can we just listen to Marie?
She's really good at that.
Sure, you get the part. All right.